this room are what led to the moment that we are in today, where Governor Walz and President Trump are having a conversation, a constructive and productive conversation to end the chaos and the lawlessness that has taken place in Governor Walz's state. Chris, Elena.
Thank you. I had a question. With Homan now going to Minnesota, is Gregory Bovino also going to remain in Minnesota overseeing these ICE operations?
Mr. Bovino is a wonderful man, and he's a great professional. He is going to very much continue to lead Customs and Border Patrol throughout and across the country. Mr. Homan will be the main point of contact on the ground in Minneapolis.
And to follow up, given what we've heard from several Trump administration officials, people like Stephen Miller, as people point out, calling him a domestic terrorist, but saying that Preddy was out to massacre law enforcement. Why not require ICE agents to wear body cameras to clear up some of the disputes that we are hearing from witnesses and video footage versus what the administration has been saying?
Well, that's a policy question that I know the policy folks in the building are having with members on Capitol Hill, and I'll leave it to them and the president to make that decision.
And I just my final question is on, you were talking about the level of cooperation that the president talked about with Governor Walz. Will the administration commit to cooperating with local officials on this investigation into Alex Preddy?
The president spoke about this with Governor Walz and said he would have a discussion about it. He did not make a commitment, and so therefore I won't make that commitment here. I would just remind all of you in the media, because I've seen a lack of reporting on this fact, there are investigations into what took place on Saturday. The Homeland Security investigations and the FBI have teamed up for an investigation, and there's also an internal CBP investigation, an internal review of what is happening on the ground in Minnesota. The president supports those investigations, and as I've said repeatedly, he wants to see them move forward. Phil.
FBI Director Kash Patel said in a Sunday interview, quote, "You cannot bring a firearm loaded with multiple magazines to any sort of protest." Does the president believe the Second Amendment rights remain in effect even when protesting?
The president supports the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding American citizens, absolutely. There has been no greater supporter or defender of the right to bear arms than President Donald J. Trump. So while Americans have a constitutional right to bear arms, Americans do not have a constitutional right to impede lawful immigration enforcement operations. And any gun owner knows that when you are carrying a weapon, when you are bearing arms, and you are confronted by law enforcement, you are raising the assumption of risk and the risk of force being used against you. And again, that's unfortunately what took place on Saturday.
Will his mission continue to be focusing on illegal immigrants with a criminal history, or will it be on illegal immigration generally?
Mr. Homan will continue to enforce our nation's immigration laws, especially deporting the worst of the worst criminals in Minnesota who have committed violent offenses. And I would just remind all of you that this important work is continuing to be carried out. In just the last few days, I'm happy to provide this packet to anyone in the room. ICE has arrested many
Today we're going to do some exposure blending, and this is something that it can't be done in Lightroom just yet. Lightroom will let us do an HDR merge, but it won't let us blend multiple exposures together. Okay, so that's what we're going to do in this one. We're going to do a quick edit in Lightroom, take them into Photoshop, and then blend them together. Now, I'm not going to cover camera settings and everything in this video. That was all done in my live stream. So these images were captured during a live stream. So if you want to see camera settings, how I compose, how I set up the shot, that's all in the live stream. So just click on the live tab on my page and you can view all of my previous live streams. So when it comes to exposure blending, the key here is to have our images looking as close to exactly the same as possible. Okay, so with these images, I have shot in manual mode, so nothing is changing. If we have a look at that image and then go to the next one, they're basically identical. The only thing that's going to change is going to be my white balance, because I shoot in auto white balance. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to blend these together. Yeah, this image here is my main image. I love the water flow. I love what's happening in there. But when I look at my next one, I love this wave rolling in and I like all this water movement down here. Again, I'll explain that in the live stream that I did this on purpose. I wanted to capture that wave running in. I wanted to capture this white water here. I could have spent hours there trying to time a wave coming in, a wave going over the rocks, and then a wave rushing out. So we do multiple exposures, so then we can get the parts of the image that we want. Okay, it's very rare that you're going to get it happen all at once. So that's where we can have some fun in Photoshop. Now, the first thing we want to do is get our images exactly the same. Okay, we want everything to be very similar, so when we blend them together, it'll make for a much more natural and smoother blend. So what I'm going to do is hold my Control or Command key and select the two images I want to blend together. From there, I'm just going to do a very quick edit. So we're going to go Adobe Landscape. I highly recommend don't spend too much time editing your images at this stage. Blend them together first, and then we'll do the edit. Okay, so, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to bring down my highlights a little bit, lift my shadows a little bit, maybe give it a tiny bit of contrast, somewhere around about there. I'm just going to change my white balance. I'm just going to warm it up just a little bit, maybe bring in a little bit of magenta. So that's roughly where I want it as a starting point, and then all I'm going to do is press Sync, check all, synchronize. So now I have these two images with the same white balance, the same color, the same settings. Everything is as close to identical as possible. Now I can blend them together and know that our white balance is going to match, our exposure is going to match, everything is ready to blend. From here, we can't do this part in Lightroom. Lightroom doesn't let us blend multiple exposures without doing a HDR merge, and the HDR merge just doesn't work for this sort of thing. Okay, so right click, edit in, and we're going to open as layers in Photoshop. Okay, so now we have our two images open in Photoshop, and we can see over here to the right, there are our two layers. So the top layer is my main image. The layer that's underneath, the image that has the wave and this water down here that I want to blend in. Okay, so the way it works, just think of it as you're stacking photos on top of each other. So this photo's sitting on top.
This is Marty from Photoshop Art House. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to turn any flat design into an ultra-realistic mock-up by wrapping it onto complex objects like crushed aluminum cans. And the best part is that we can easily swap in a different label without redoing any of the steps. I've produced a PSD file so you can follow along. Its link is in my video's description or project files. The file includes a channel that defines the area of the can where the label will be confined, as well as the label itself I'll be using for this project. Feel free to use a different label if you like. If you're starting from scratch with a different object, the first step is to separate it from its background. To do that, activate any of the selection tools and click Select Subject at the top. In this example, I don't want the label to wrap around the top and bottom of the can, so I use the Curvature Pen tool to remove those areas. To save time, I've already done that for us and saved the result in the Channels panel. To make the label look like it's wrapped around the contours of the crushed can, we'll create a displacement map from the can. First, make a copy of it by pressing Ctrl or Command J. Displacement maps look best when they're slightly blurred, so go to Filter, Blur, and Gaussian Blur. Blur it 3 pixels. We'll save it by going to File, and save a copy. We'll save it to our desktop for quick access. Let's name it Displacement Map as a Photoshop PSD file and click Save. If you see this message, just click OK. Now that we saved it, we can delete it from the Layers panel by pressing the Delete key on our keyboard. Open the rectangular marquee tool and drag it over the object. We'll move each side of the selection as close as possible to the edge of the can. To do this, go to Select and Transform Selection. Go to the top middle anchor point and press and hold the Shift key as you drag it down to the top edge of the can without touching it. Repeat this for the other sides. Then press Enter or Return. Click the New Layer icon to make a new layer. We'll fill the selection with a color. Click the Foreground Color box to open the color picker and pick any color you like. To fill the selection with the foreground color, press Alt or Option plus Delete. Then deselect it by pressing Ctrl or Command D. Before we manipulate this rectangle, we'll convert it into a smart object so it could work non-destructively. Right-click or secondary click the shape's layer and choose Convert to Smart Object. Reduce its opacity so we can see the object underneath it. Next, we'll warp the rectangle so it conforms to the outer shape of the can. Press Ctrl or Command T to open the Transform tool. Click the Warp Transform icon and open the Grid menu. For this object, let's choose 4x4. Click on the grid to activate a point and drag it toward the edge of the can. By grabbing a point's handle, you can distort that section of the grid. Continue adjusting the grid, moving the points and handles so the shape follows the contour of the can as closely as possible. It doesn't need to be perfect, just get it close without going inside the can. When you're done, press Enter or Return and increase its opacity back to 100%. Double-click the thumbnail of the Smart object to open its source file. Open the label and press Ctrl or Command A to select it and Ctrl or Command C to copy it. Open back the source file of the Smart object and press Ctrl or Command V to paste the label onto it. To resize it, open the Transform tool, go to a corner, and press and hold Alt or Option as you drag it in or out. We can also manipulate the shape of the label if we need to by pressing and holding Alt or Option plus Shift as we drag it. I'll cancel it since it's already sized correctly. Close the source file and click Yes to save the changes. Open back the crushed can document and change the blend mode to multiply. Go to Filter, Distort, and Displace. Let's displace it by 15 pixels, stretch to fit, and repeat edge pixels. Open the desktop and click the Displacement Map PSD file you saved earlier. Then click Open. Open the Channels panel. If you don't see it, go to Window and Channels. Control or Command click the thumbnail of the Alpha 1 channel to select its shape. Open back the Layers panel and click the Layer Mask icon to make a layer mask of the selection next to the label. This masks out the areas of the label outside the white of the layer mask. Think of layer masks like stencils in which white reveals and black conceals. Next, we'll brighten the label on the can. Click the Adjustment Layer icon and click Levels. We want to confine the brightness to just the label and not the can nor the background. To do this, we'll replace the layer mask next to the levels adjustment layer with the layer mask next to the label. To do this, press and hold Alt or Option as we drag a copy of it up on top of the white layer mask. If you see this message, just click Yes. In the Levels panel, for this object, I'll drag the midtones to 1.06, and I'll drag the input white level to 217. Lastly, we'll reveal some reflective highlights on the can. Double-click an empty area of the label's layer to open the Layer Style window. We'll use Blend If to blend the highlights of the can through the label. Basically, Blend If uses the luminosity of layers to blend them together. The current layer is the active layer, which in our case is the label, and the underlying layer represents all the layers under the active layer, which is the aluminum can. The underlying layer controls how much the can will punch through the label based on its tones. Dragging the underlying layer's white slider to the left makes the can's lightest tones punch through the label. We can feather the transition by placing our cursor in the middle of the slider and pressing Alt or Option as we click it. This splits the slider in half. Dragging the inside half of the slider toward the middle punches the highlights of the can through the label smoothly.
These extension tubes turn any lens into a macro lens, and today I'm going to see how macro we can get if we put 20 on a camera. Now the furthest I've ever gotten is 10 extension tubes, which was insane, so this is a big leap. Just like before, I invested a small fortune into buying 10 more tubes, and the next day, the postman came to drop it off. I then proceeded to start stacking all of the tubes together and I attached it to my camera. Now to test this contraption, I decided to shoot a microfiber towel since I can now see micro things, and then I started shooting. Now the problem here is that the longer the lens is, the more picture quality you lose because you lose light between the lens and the sensor. So in an attempt to combat this, I used 2 lights to light up the towel. And after a bit of struggling to keep it steady, I got the photo. And before I show you the result, I'm just going to let you know that I'm giving away 5 of these extension tubes and a few cameras and stabilizers from Insta360, and you can sign up here. But anyway, this is the results. These extension tubes turn any lens into a macro lens, and today I'm going to see how macro we can get if we put 20 on a camera.
All right, here we go with the cheese review. I'm slightly nervous. Do you want to walk through? Are you just here for the show? What's going on? Pizza. Yeah. You're right about that. You want a slice? No, just watch. All right, stay focused because I'm coming in saying I was like nervous. The tomato slice, which you'll have to put in, was just about the best slice single I've ever had. And I said I'm gonna score the cheese. Look at it, looks beautiful. And I'm hoping, this lives up to it. It feels like it would. Great undercarriage. So here we go. Ceres, one bite. Everybody knows the rules. I mean, a standard answer for me has been, what's your favorite pizza in Manhattan? John's Bleecker. This 100% can go toe-to-toe with it without even thinking twice. I'm gonna take out the 9. I can't remember the last time I gave out a 9. I'm going 9-2. I don't know how they're gonna do it with 2 people. They're already on like national TV, but this is as good as you can get in New York City right now. Must have, top of the list, Manhattan pizza, without a doubt, and I've had it all. This is as good as it gets. As good as I've had.
What did we get?
9-2.
9-2.
It's as good as I've had.
Thank you so
as
much.
good as you can get in this city.
Thank you so much.
I don't know how you guys are going to keep up if it's just the 2 of you now, but...
Thanks, Steve.
And what's the glasses?
They came like that.
I didn't know if that was some crazy chef glasses.
No. They're fucking crazy.
Yeah. No, it's spectacular. Take care. Good luck. Congrats. All right, here we go with the cheese review. I'm slightly nervous. Do you want to walk through? Are you just here for the show? What's going on? Pizza. Yeah. You're right about that. You want a slice? No, just watch. All right, stay focused because I'm coming in saying I was like nervous. The tomato slice, which you'll have to put in, was just about the best slice single I've ever had. And I said I'm gonna score the cheese. Look at it, looks beautiful. And I'm hoping, this lives up to it. It feels like it would. Great undercarriage. So here we go. Ceres, one bite. Everybody knows the rules. I mean, a standard answer for me has been, what's your favorite pizza in Manhattan? John's Bleecker. This 100% can go toe-to-toe with it without even thinking twice. I'm gonna take out the 9. I can't.
You may have heard by now that James Freeman got himself arrested in McKinney, Texas for telling a tyrant with a fragile ego to shut his filthy cops-plaining mouth. And if you've followed some of James's struggles over the past few months, you might start to wonder if he's got a kink for being roughed up by uniformed thugs acting under the color of law. While I don't have any insight into what turns James's crank as it relates to that, I do know this. The demand that his attorney sent to the powers that be in McKinney, Texas in exchange for not filing a lawsuit was nothing short of brilliant. Let's talk about it. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Southern Draw Law. My name is James White, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor, former police officer. All right, admittedly, the main reason I wanted to talk about this case is because I think James's attorney was genuinely creative in how he handled it. The attorney's name is Brandon Grable. He runs the YouTube channel Clearly Established. I've never talked to him, but I do think you guys will enjoy his content going forward, so go check him out and give him a like and a subscribe. This case also gives us a perfect chance to talk about something bigger. And that is the difference between what you can accomplish in settlement negotiations versus what you can accomplish in court. Because again, the court is constrained by law. And it seems that the law only matters when the people in power want it to matter. So I had a few people send me James's video back when he got arrested, but I got behind and I never covered it. And then I saw this video from his attorney and I thought, this is such a clever way to clown the city of McKinney while teaching people what often gets lost in this discussion, and that is how little the law actually matters when it comes to police accountability. And I know that sounds like a crazy thing coming from a lawyer, but it is true. The law itself matters very little in these situations. We complain all the time about cops enforcing their feelings instead of the law, but here's the uncomfortable truth. Feelings are the law now. Or at least they've become the foundation for how the law is enforced. And that basically means that they are the law. So when the foundation for how you enforce the law is your feelings and nobody stops you from doing it, then feelings become the law. And it's obvious to anyone with a set of eyes that James's arrest was illegal. And we're going to walk through James's video and the various Fourth Amendment rights violated in the process of having his First Amendment rights violated. But first, I have to tell you about the sponsor of today's video. We spend a lot of time on this channel talking about the Fourth Amendment, but have you ever stopped to think about what it's really about? The answer is obviously privacy and security. After all, rights don't mean much if we don't take responsibility for protecting them. You may be vulnerable to have digital life from the eyes of your internet service provider, network
Springer. He also goes by James Freeman. And
right now, private internet access is 83% off regular price, plus 4 months free. So go to piavpn.com/SDL to get started.
Hi there, McKinney, Texas. I'm attorney Brandon Grable. And if you don't know me, I represent James Springer. He also goes by James Freeman. And I'm actually making this video today, so I'm glad you could join me, because you owe him in 30 days $98,863.70. Or we'll see you in federal court. Why? Well, you know that. Your police arrested him for telling an officer to shut up. Held him for 8 hours, never filed charges, and then coerced him into surrendering his constitutional rights to get his property back.
All right, we're in McKinney, Texas, which is just north of Dallas.
Can you just hang out right over there for me, please?
Okay.
Safety reasons, like my law, you have to give me some space.
I know. Go and do your thing.
Space.
Yeah. Yep.
Sir, do you know that guy? Sir. 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 I need you to stand back. Sir, you can hear me in the black shirt. Unless you want to go to jail for being an officer, please stand back over there. You're more than welcome to film. What? You're more than welcome to film, but you have to give me space to work. Yeah, we're taking it, you're like super close. So just go over there. I'm not walking. Shut up. Tell me to shut up right now, I can take you to jail right there for that. I'm trying to deal with him, and you come over here and tell me to shut up, my own call? Absolutely not. I can take you to jail just for that. You're saying shut up? Yeah, I'm trying to deal with him. It's a safety issue. So where do you want me? Over there on the sidewalk over there. Well, I can see me right there. I gotta be all the way back here. Over there. You feel safe from here? How many yards is this? Huh? No wonder people hurt you. Ouch. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you following orders. Yeah. Thanks for following orders. Yeah.
See, he said that just to like piss him off.
If I had a gun too, that would be different, wouldn't it?
Ooh. See, look how far away he is. Super far. What's your name, sir?
Officer Hildebrand, badge number 250.
Thank you. Officer Hildebrand.
Hey, guys. Yeah, I need to give it to her. I'm a news reporter, man. I'm a news reporter. Right now, back up.
What's he getting arrested?
You can't just take my reporting equipment. Evidence. Recorded everything. It's live stream. What?
He backed up.
My arm doesn't bend that way. My shoulder, hey, my right, hold on, my right rotator cuff is messed up. Okay, bring this arm further over and this one on the side.
He literally didn't do anything. He listened to you. He listened to you and way back there.
Can I get a sergeant before you take me to jail, please? I complied with everything.
He complied with every single thing.
Can I get a sergeant before you take me to jail and look at his body?
That's why he was so far back.
Thank you. I don't know where you're taking me. Okay. Can you get a sergeant? Everything you told me to do. Can we get it?
But fortunately for you, Freeman is willing to extend you a different offer if the one we made before doesn't work. Huh. $1. Oh, wait. But there is a condition. You have to change the name of your city from McKinney, Texas to James Freeman, Texas. Think about it. Actually, that's not a bad idea. For just $1, you could resolve this dispute. No lawsuit, no federal court, no discovery, no depositions where your officers explain under oath why they arrested someone for hurt feelings. Just $1 and a name change. That's it. And every time someone drives through your city, they'll see the sign. Welcome to James Freeman, Texas. Every time someone searches for your city online, James Freeman, Texas. Every time your officers put on their uniforms, James Freeman Police Department. Aha, I see what he was doing here. It's poetic, really. You tried to silence James. You arrested him for criticism. You retaliated against him for exercising his First Amendment rights. Now his name can be on your city forever for $1. Now, obviously, you're not going to take that offer. I know that. You know that. I'm sure James knows that. But here's why he's probably making it. Because this isn't about money. It's about principle. You cannot arrest people for criticizing you. You cannot retaliate against journalists for recording you. You cannot hold people's property hostage to coerce away their constitutional rights. And when you do these things, there have to be consequences. So no, I don't expect you to actually rename your city, but I want everyone watching this to understand what you did. You didn't arrest James Freeman because he broke the law. No. You arrested him because he hurt an officer's ego. So McKinney, in closing, you picked the wrong person to retaliate against.
As James's attorney highlighted, Officer Dipshit here managed to violate both James's rights and the rights of the driver he stopped. Why? Well, because he intentionally extended the traffic stop beyond its lawful scope and decided to gather his feelings about James before he issued the citation to the driver, and that's a violation of Rodriguez. Plain and simple, the stop was over, and he kept it going out of ego. So in addition to violating Freeman's rights, he also violated the rights of the driver. He literally says on camera to Freeman where he wants him to go and then says, "Thank you for following orders," right? So look, to the extent that there was ever a situation where he could claim interference, it died the second that he acknowledged that James was where he was telling him to stand and following orders. And it was only after that when James challenged him again, verbally, only verbally, nothing had changed physically, right? It's just words. It's only after that that he decides and takes, as the lawyer pointed out in his video, which I encourage you to watch all of, it's great, 30 seconds to lose his train of thought here and decide not how he's going to do it. He's already decided he's going to arrest James. It's how he's going to explain it that he's sitting there thinking about. In my opinion, I wasn't in his head. It could just be the powdered donut falling on the screen, just like the lawyer pointed out. But it looks to me like he's like, okay, I'm going to arrest this guy. I've already decided that, but how am I going to explain it? And how am I going to protect myself from accountability from it? Well, he really showed his hand when he went on this big tirade about how he could arrest James for telling him to shut up, which is actually true. And that might sound surprising, but hear me out. We empower these guys to do whatever it is that they feel like doing in the moment. And it's not legal, but he can do it. He's empowered to make that arrest, even though it's unlawful. And that's what he did. It's going to cost him his qualified immunity, but he's going to do it. And he did. And that's really the point, right? We are failing to train officers on the boundaries of lawful authority, and we're not correcting them when they overstep. Eventually, the result of that, the byproduct of that, is that they're going to believe that their authority comes for their feelings or their ego instead of the law. And if you've ever parented a child, you know exactly how this works, how it happens. You tell your kid they can play in the yard. Naturally, they're going to test the boundary. They're human beings. They're little tiny versions of you, right? The next thing you know, they're in the neighbor's yard. And guess what? If you don't correct that, they assume that it's allowed. And if you do that long enough, they'll start acting like the neighbor's yard is where they're supposed to be. And if you allow that to happen long enough, they're going to start thinking that the neighbor's yard is their yard. And then they'll get offended if the neighbor tries to take it back. We even have, and that's not just with kids, guys. We actually have a legal process called adverse possession where people can do that to each other. You may not know that, but you can literally take someone else's property by treating it like it's yours long enough without being stopped. And after a while, The law doesn't punish you for doing it. The law punishes the original owner for not enforcing their rights, and it awards the title to that property to the thief. And if you didn't catch on, that's a perfect metaphor for what's happening to our civil liberties in this country. When we stop enforcing our rights and demanding that the government respects our rights, the government starts believing that those rights don't exist. There are no boundaries between what they want to do and what they are allowed to do. There's no delineation. But anyway, I digress. Back to Freeman's arrest. One thing I wanted to highlight, and I touched on this in my recent video about the Tennessee man arrested for posting a meme, is that there's a big difference between what a police officer can do and what a prosecutor can do. Because police officers have, of course, law enforcement ethics, but the consequences for violating it are so drawn out and so inconsistent and so hard to implement that nothing ever happens. A prosecutor is restrained by ethical considerations, and there's actually an independent body that will do something about it. It's just you have to complain to the right people. So Mr. Grable here explains that under the Texas Penal Code 38, there is a defense to prosecution. But keep in mind, a defense to prosecution is not a defense for an arrest. Those are two different things. The officer arrested Freeman for interference, and Texas Penal Code does provide a statutory defense for verbal interference. But that defense applies to prosecution, right? That doesn't mean that you can't be arrested for it. It just means that the prosecutor is ethically bound to understand that they can't proceed because there's a statutory defense. A cop can still make the arrest. The prosecutor has to be the one that stands up and says, hey, we can't do this. And that's probably the reason these charges didn't get filed, because the prosecutor, standing in a position to actually have a board complaint against him, is like, okay, you did what you did, fine, but I can't ratify your conduct by continuing to prosecute this person when there's a statutory defense. But that brings me to the opportunity to zoom out a little bit, to focus on one of the most common criticisms I see in the comments. And it's fair. It's a fair criticism. But the question is, why does nothing ever change? Why do we keep showing videos like this and nothing happens? I've even had people come to my comments and say, yeah, blah, 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 cop screwed up, nothing's going to happen. I get it. The frustration's real, but what's the actual alternative? On one hand, we keep showing these videos, and when nothing happens, we expose how corrupt the system is. We force the people who are decision makers to show the public that they're not going to do anything. And we inform the public so that hopefully when they get a chance to vote, they make a change at the ballot box. That's how we make the best of an imperfect system. One where we, the people, actually have very little direct control. The only way we can control it is by putting pressure on it. The other option that we have is to just shut up, stop talking about it, and walk away. And if we do that, what happens? Well, for starters, you YouTube junkies are going to have to find new ways to get your information, and eventually you'll circle back to the question that got you here in the first place, which is, why is no one talking about it? And the simple answer will be, well, when we did talk about it, you told us there was no point in talking about it because nothing ever changed. So you see how this is a circle. We weren't talking about it. People demand we talk about it. We talk about it, nothing happens. People demand we shut up because nothing's happening. The point is, even incremental progress is progress, and we have to be satisfied with what we can do. We can't just shut up, because we all know that silence gives them what they want. If we stop talking about it, they stop fearing the cameras because their demand never changes. And that gives me an opportunity to talk about what elasticity is and where the elasticity of demands comes in and overlaps with politics and politicians. Now, in addition to being an attorney and former cop, I also have an MBA. Some of you may know that. It's up there in the corner. But the first time that I ever heard the term elasticity of demand was when I was in grad school. But the first time I ever actually heard it explained by a real human person that wasn't in academia, it actually came from Steve Young, the Super Bowl winning quarterback from the San Francisco 49ers. And he said it during the NFL referee strike several years ago. The NFL had locked out their referees because there was a strike, and Steve Young said the NFL could do anything it wanted, basically. He said you could replace the refs with college kids, you could ignore player safety, you could blow every call, and the fans will still watch. And as he put it, everything about the NFL is inelastic. Now, what he meant was simple. No matter how bad the product got, no matter how ridiculous the officiating became, people still filled the seats and tuned in on Sunday to watch the NFL. The league had no reason to change because demand never changed. That's elasticity, right? Stretchiness. If the demand goes down because something bad happened, that's elasticity of demand. And he was right at the time, but that changed a couple years later. And what was the catalyst for the change? It changed when politics were forced to collide with football. And when Colin Kaepernick took a knee, fans finally did turn off the TV. That was the moment that the NFL learned what elasticity really feels like when public sentiment starts to bend the curve. Now, the last thing I want to do is inflame passions by talking about the merits of Colin Kaepernick. I'm just drawing your attention to the concept of elasticity of demand and how one thing can be the catalyst for future change. Now, what does that have to do with James Freeman or a demand letter asking to rename a town James Freeman, Texas? It has everything to do with it. Because what you may not realize is that government works exactly the same way. As long as people stay quiet, public demand for accountability stays inelastic. Officials can abuse power, they can overreach, they can violate rights, and literally nothing changes because nothing costs them, nothing threatens their power. But the minute that people start talking, organizing, and shining a light on the abuse, demand becomes elastic, or at least in their minds, they think it's going to be elastic. And that causes the political price to go up because it might finally threaten to cost them something to keep ignoring us. And that's when things start to change. In closing, that's what James Freeman's demand letter was really about. The $98,000 figure doesn't make sense in a courtroom. There's no way to calculate damages. You have to be able to create a nexus between that amount of money or that amount of damages that you actually lost or you were deprived of as a result of the actions of this police officer or the municipality. And in a courtroom, it would never fly. You'd never get, 1/365th of the police department's budget for the whole year simply because you took 8 hours of liberty from somebody. It would never fly. But in settlement negotiations, you can accomplish about anything. And Mr. Grable knows that, but it's a signal. He's saying if you want to play games with liberty, we're going to make it expensive and we're going to make you look stupid in the process. It's the same reason the Sonia Massey family got a $10 million settlement out of that shooting in Springfield, Illinois. You've seen time and time again how certain cities, especially in the South where I live, show the world how little life is valued compared to the affection they have for law enforcement. Do you guys really believe a jury, even in Illinois, would have awarded the Massey family $10 million? I don't. I mean, I think it's possible, but I don't think that would have happened. I don't think they would have gotten $10 million for that case. They didn't get that case because the city thought it was the right thing to do either. Look at Oklahoma City and the Vu family. They haven't gotten any sort of a settlement offer. As far as I know, they certainly haven't gotten a $10 million settlement because Oklahoma loves its cops. The Massey family got that settlement because Benjamin Crump is the most effective hype man in the game. That's the fact. They got it because of the elasticity of demand. Public awareness made silence more expensive than justice. Right? That's how reform happens. You don't get change from power until power feels threatened, not by violence, but by awareness, exposure, and fatigue. So you want action? You got to make demand elastic. You got to make them feel the threat to their power. That's the only way you get change. So anyway, I wanted to bring this case to your attention. I thought it was a good way for us to have a discussion that we don't ordinarily get to have about, the difference between what you can accomplish through settlement negotiations and what you can actually get, because the law is going to be constricted to what sort of damages that a person can get. You're not going to get millions and millions unless you're able to quantify them with actual math. Whereas when you're negotiating back and forth, you can say, well, if you'll do this, we'll do that. And then a lot of times they'll make the terms of the settlement, non-disclosable and all that stuff. That's because they don't want people to know how much leeway, flexibility, and freedom they can have in asking for certain things. It's all about what can we do to make this quiet, right? Anyway, I invite you to check us out on all the socials. You can scan the QR code here on the screen with your camera phone. It will take you to Linktree site. That will allow you to sign up for Facebook, TikTok, and Substack. You can join Substack on a paid tier if you want to, but that's only for people who want to support the channel monetarily. I don't put anything on these platforms that people have to pay for. If you don't want to follow us to another platform, but you'd like to support monetarily, I'll leave my Venmo and PayPal links both here on the screen as well as in the description. Please remember to like and subscribe and leave a comment on the video. Check out some of the other videos on the channel and leave a comment on there as well. Until I see you again, take care. Always film your interactions with the police and keep your evidence to yourself. Just a final thanks to Private Internet Access VPN for sponsoring this video.
Mother, you are a fake hacker.
Sir, I'm a Nigerian, okay? I'm black man. I'm a who the f are you?
I'm gonna be encrypting that guy's hard drive so him and his scam buddies can never touch it again.
So listen
What
to
do
me,
you mean?
okay?
What do you mean? You can't call us that.
Low-grade hacker, okay?
What do you mean?
Low grade? But before they're destroyed, while I'm on the call, let's tell them where they're hiding.
J2FP plus 44P Delhi, India. Very, very nice apartment, you guys.
It's time to punish and make these scammers rage.
Hey, motherfucker. Fuck you. You guys are fake, okay?
We're gonna start on September 26th, when we got a bizarre phone call from a PayPal scammer.
Steve, this is Kevin from the billing team. You were supposed to get a phone call today.
Yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to give you the code as well? Yeah, okay, it's...
Now the code Pierogi is talking about is for remote access software. Smelling an opportunity, we're trying to push him to immediately connect to our computer. And our boy agrees and connects to us, where we find out that this dude's system has a pretty unusual name.
Boca Chota. You see that? It's the name. Boca Chota is Bengali slang.
Now, I'm not gonna say it, but on screen right now is what that means. And I want you to put that in your pocket, as it's gonna be important for later. But for right now, know that we're able to reverse the connection and get on this guy's computer.
Got him!
Line them up!
Line them up!
You got lined up.
So now we're gonna start digging through his files to see if we can find anything on these guys.
Oh, look at his background. IRS logo. He's got IRS logo. Oh, look at his picture.
But as it turns out, despite getting hacked in like 3 minutes, this guy actually might be sharper than we thought.
Oh, he's nervous. You scared him. He's checking for viruses on his computer. He's doing a scan right now. Right here.
Now, that's not the end of this scammer or his group. And from here on out, it's about to get a lot more wild. Starting with them calling us back not 30 seconds later.
Hello?
Now, we can tell from those translations that they know who we are. And judging from the scan they were running, they're pretty sure they've been hacked. Yet, they still chose to call us back, which, I don't know, kind of feels like running into a burning building holding gasoline. So, let's see what they're up to.
Hello? Yes?
Sir, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sir, this is a PayPal, sir. Did you talk with the billing team?
Yeah, he's been doing something on my computer. I don't know what happened.
Sir, we are transferring the phone to you.
Okay.
So I'm going to transfer call to my billing team. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sorry, I have a brain freeze.
Thank you so much for holding the line.
I'm sorry? Sir?
Yeah, thank you so much for holding the line, sir. Your line
What
has
is so
been
funny?
transferred to LA.
What is so funny?
Thank you so much for holding the line. Your line has been transferred.
Oh my god.
They couldn't hold it in. They could not hold it in.
And of course, right after they hang up, they come running right back into the building.
Oh, here we go. He's calling again. Hello, this is Stephen McMichael.
Now, the call that just happened was super disjointed with them passing the phone around. But this time, we're gonna be mostly sticking with just one of them. And this guy has got to be the most nasty of them all. You'll see.
Are you in front of your computer right now?
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to use a different computer or something because I don't know what keeps happening.
Sir, you can just turn on that computer that you were using like a moment ago, and we can proceed further with the refund, okay?
Okay.
Now, obviously, he's trolling us, so while he's connecting to our system, we're gonna troll him back to see how long he's willing to stay in character.
Do you want me to give you the code?
Yes, sir. Please give me the code. Okay, sir. Now I have just got your computer connected. Just wait on the line with me, okay?
Is this the same one as Boca or something? Who is Boca?
I'm sorry. What's that, sir?
There's something that joined my system. It said Boca on it.
Sir, it's not a Boca process. It's called Puddi Fardenge.
He thinks he's so funny. Well, your name is Boca? Is it a European name?
Sir, just be in front of the computer. Let us bundi you, okay?
Remember when I said this dude was nasty? Well, language warning, because this guy's about to have a complete meltdown.
You're not from Siliguri, are you?
Sir, just log into your bank, okay? You got a lot of money, man. Let me take something from that, man. Sir, I'm a Nigerian, okay?
You're from Siliguri.
I'm a who the fuck are you? Buddha band, okay? Hi, what's up? I love it. I'm Siliguri. What's Siliguri?
Because the name of your computer. The name of your computer was Boca Chota. That's slang from Bengali slang. So you're a Bengali boy, aren't you?
Now, it's pretty clear that these guys are probably from West Bengal, and that doesn't mean that they're necessarily scamming out of there, but since we have access to their computer, we're going to be able to find out their pinpoint location in just a second. So we need a little bit of time for Knight to figure this out. And can you start that possibly now?
Yeah, I'll start looking for it now.
So you guys have probably noticed that these guys are calling me over and over again. And if your personal information is out there, the same exact thing could happen to you. So if you want to stop these scammers or unwanted people from calling, texting, and emailing you, you should look into Incogni. Now listen guys, criminals are all out there finding your exposed information on the internet, and they're using this data for things like scams, harassment, or even stalking. And the more information that's out there on you, the more likely you are to become a target. That's why I recommend using Incogni. Incogni is going to help reduce the risk of scams. They're going to protect you while you're on and offline, and more importantly, help you to take back control of your personal data. Now, Knight, how are we looking on getting the scammer information?
Yeah, they don't seem to be in West Bengal. I think they're closer to northern India, like Agra or Delhi.
Okay, like Punjab?
No, I think maybe, I don't know actually. Just give me another minute, I'll find out exactly where they are.
Okay, so while he's doing that, there's one thing I want to mention to you guys. There's a lot of people in the comments saying, hey, I want to protect my data online, but I don't live in the United States. So Incogni is a perfect solution for you. If you have always wanted to protect your data, feel safer online, go check them out over at incogni.com/pierogi. There's a 60% discount on their annual plans. You can start taking back your personal data today. A big thanks to Incogni for sponsoring today's video. And remember, they can't harm you if they can't find you. Now, speaking of harming scammers, Knight, I know you want to get these guys, so are you almost done?
Yeah, you know what, let's just say Punjab for now, okay. And then if it's wrong, I'll just jump in and correct you.
Mr. Punjabi boy, let me tell you.
New Delhi!
Oh, he's not, they're from New Delhi?
New Delhi!
Oh, New Delhi!
No, don't get fooled. These scammers are complete liars, and they're gonna try and deny the location. When they say things like Hail Haryana, they're just trying to trick us into thinking they're from the region adjacent to Delhi.
New Delhi, Delhi, India. You guys are right next to
look at the street
Nakras Niwas.
Look at the street.
The Sabtrishi apartments. Oh, very, very handsome apartments. Can we go to the Agarwal stores?
Agrawal store? No, you are wrong.
Oh, we are not. We are very right. J2FP plus 44P Delhi, India. Very, very nice apartment, you guys. All right, next to Jain and Jain Properties. Yeah, you're not Punjabi, by the way.
What?
You're not Punjabi. We know exactly where you are.
Tell me my zip code. Tell me my zip code.
Sanjay Furniture, Ashayana Apartment, Mohan Garden, Royal City Developer. That's exactly where you guys are. Next to the Tulsi Institute, Mitya Homes, Tulsi Institute. That's exactly where you are.
What is my zip code?
I told you exactly where you are, and you want to know your zip code?
Yes.
Why? I literally told exactly where you were.
In every street, there is a Agrawal store.
Do you want me to tell you the password to your Wi-Fi?
Dark Horse 5G.
Dark Horse
Tell me
5G.
my Wi-Fi password.
Dark Horse 5G. Oh, your password literally is new. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 9 0 exclamation point. That's your freaking password.
Zip code.
Give me the zip code. Let's look at the zip code. Come on.
You know the building I'm in. You know my Wi-Fi password, but you don't have my zip code.
You motherfucker, you are a fake hacker. You are a fake hacker.
What is it, Prince who?
Prince
You're
at
not genuine.
8017.
Prince at 8017? Who's Prince? Who's Prince? Prince at 8017? Oh, nice phone. Nice secure i5G 7820.
So listen
What
to
do
me,
you mean?
okay?
What do you mean? You can't call us
You
that.
are a fucking low-grade hacker, okay?
What do you mean?
know
What do you
which
mean?
hacker
Low
is the
grade?
best?
What do you
Have
mean?
you watched Jim Browning?
Yes, I have.
Remember
That
Jim
person,
Brown?
man.
You think we
He's the
hate
OG.
Jim?
He's the OG, man.
He's the OG.
Yeah, he is the OG.
It's fake, okay? We are just afraid of Jim Browning only.
No.
Yeah, okay. I bet you Jim knows your zip code, right?
Jim too, man.
Hey, you better go back home to Bengal from Delhi, because it's not working out very well.
Haryana only.
You need to leave Delhi. I'm just telling you.
Why you motherfuckers always think that we are from Kolkata, man?
You are.
Your computer name's Boca Choda.
Yeah.
That's Bengali slang, you
It's
idiots.
funny that you can actually say it. Your accent's pretty.
Yeah, that's why they laugh, because they know I know.
They know you know what I mean.
See, there we go. So here comes the Bengali, because we freaking know. Line them up! Woo! That's what I'm talking about. In, out, up, down, deli, cocada, don't matter. Line them up, wipe them out. I don't know how you top that for the rest of the evening.
No, that's a good way to end the week.
That was a good way to end the week. I kind of have a sore throat now after that, after yelling so badly.
Well, looks like these guys were more scared than they were letting on, because after this, they shut down the system. But of course, the next day we checked the computer and they're right back to scamming. Now, we heard a handful of guys over there, but to our surprise, after monitoring them, it seems like they're primarily operating from just this one system. So it means that if we can lock it down, we can prevent them from stealing more money, but we need to figure out the best way to do that.
One of the ideas I had was encrypting his computer, or encrypting his hard drive, we'll say. Typically when you do that, there's a password in order to uncover or decrypt, not necessarily decrypt the files, but like decrypt the drive to gain access back to it. Because if you cannot do that, then he can't use it anymore. What would you make his password?
I think we stick with the zip code. Because you wanted the zip code so much.
One of the things we're also going to try to do is we're going to have the keylogger on. So once we load this, we're going to see what he tries to put in.
That's hilarious. You can see like what all of his tips.
Is there a way that you could like incorporate, like when you're trying to put the password in, it would say like hint, and then it would give him a hint?
Oh my gosh.
You are a Boca Chota.
So we put our encryptor together, and now we need to test it.
The very first thing we got here is a couple of test files here. We have, I am a Boca Chota, of course, and this is my important file.
Imagine it was your document, your tax return, or a scammer's very important file. And then Knight runs another beautiful virus on his computer, and what happens?
Basically, it's going to pop up this, and it's going to encrypt all of the files on his desktop, all the text files, documents, pictures, stuff like that. And it's going to pop up a box saying, oh, our little message, you are a Boca Chota, and we want to tell him what's going on, so all your files are encrypted. And he has to enter a password.
And what is that password, my friend?
Oh, it's of course what he wants to know the most. It's his zip code.
Now, of course, even if he types in the password correctly, we're not actually giving the system back. We also forgot to mention this, but when he tries to use any application like Chrome or even his antivirus, our virus is going to prevent it. So we waited for him to come back online, and eventually...
Oh, he's back. He's back. All right, let's go. Oh, there goes a file. Caps lock is on.
You are a Boca Chota, and all your files are encrypted.
I hope he doesn't just shut down.
He didn't go to the Wi-Fi or anything.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, go X. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah,
exit that. Yeah, good try.
It looks like he's just looking at it.
Put in your password,
awesome.
guy.
Come on, put in the password.
Put in your freaking password. He's hitting F4, 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 escape.
Nothing works.
Oh, here we go.
Come on. Decrypt. Yeah, click the button. Yeah. Oh,
please enter a password.
Yeah, nice. Come on. You can't click. What did you not learn from this? Yeah, right-click close. Come on, buddy. Yep.
Yeah, close it. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that doesn't work, does it?
Oh, doesn't work.
Reset. Oh, yes. Come on, baby. Yes.
Yeah, type reset.
Dude, I'm so glad he's just not turning off his internet. We actually get to watch him freak out.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Boca Manus. What the heck is that? Dark House 5G.
Oh, Dark House 5G.
Oh.
No, disconnect the Wi-Fi. Disconnect the Wi-Fi.
There he goes. Well, he didn't try his password. I'm really honestly surprised. He didn't try a password one time.
Nope. He's stuck with it, though.
Yeah, he's stuck.
That's hilarious.
I love it. And this goes to show scammers, like I said, you might be the next one to have your computer encrypted, your files deleted, and your webcam exposed. This has been Pro with Scammer Payback, saying don't get scammed. Well, he didn't try his password. I'm really honestly surprised. He didn't try a password one time.
Nope. He's stuck with it, though.
Yeah, he's stuck.
That's hilarious.
I love it. And this goes to show scammers, like I said, you might be the next one to have your computer encrypted, your files deleted, and your webcam exposed. This has been Pro with Scammer Payback, saying don't get scammed.
I'm sorry?
Why are you recording?
I'm just exercising our rights today. Here to just to record and then file a FOIA. I'll be doing that as well. So
Tyrant.
Tyrant what? Are there any available?
Meanwhile, your illegal detainment was X'd by your lieutenant a couple minutes ago. So I don't seem very bright, but you don't understand the First Amendment, which is my freedom of press. You know what the second one is?
Tyrant.
You have no idea what the second...
So let me ask you, I mean, this is public sidewalk. I mean, you obviously observed me. These gentlemen see me.
Okay.
I'm a fair member of the media.
I'm not letting anybody go back through.
Well, that's
here.
you. I'll tell you
My
what.
sergeant was just out here.
Show me where your sergeant is.
Sir.
Don't you dare touch me.
I need you to
Don't
get
you
back
touch
there.
me, my sergeant.
Marked off.
Would you like me to give it?
We don't want anybody back
Okay.
here, sir.
Okay. Let me ask you.
You're fine to go back over there on that other side.
Okay.
A routine traffic stop turns tense when a bystander records from a public place and a deputy reacts with hostility. What follows is a clash between lawful observation and an officer's refusal to identify herself after initiating contact. As comments escalate and professionalism slips, the focus shifts to accountability and policy, not the original stop. This video asks a simple question. When officers speak first, do they still get to ignore transparency?
Just getting ready to see they respect our rights to record in public, to make sure that our rights are not infringed on by anyone at any time. So let's go see.
Oh, you're here to take pictures?
Yeah. Good morning.
The deputy initiates contact by questioning the videographer's presence, despite him lawfully recording from public area. This raises a First Amendment issue. Citizens do not need permission or a purpose to observe and record police activity.
No guns allowed. Of course. What are you doing?
I'm recording.
I'm sorry?
Why are you recording?
I'm just exercising our rights today. Here to just to record and then file a FOIA. I'll be doing that as well. So
Tyrant.
Tyrant what? Are there any available?
All right, bro.
Good to go? Good to go, right? So he said tyrant. Well, obviously he knows who we are. He just didn't say.
Tyrant here. Yes. All right.
Good to go, right? Everything straight?
Management's coming.
Really?
Yes.
Oh wow. I mean, it is what it is.
We've been expecting you.
Y'all been expecting.
After engaging verbally, the deputy refuses to provide her name and badge number, then later partially identifies herself. This highlights a policy and accountability concern. Once an officer initiates an interaction, transparency requirements are typically triggered.
Wow. That's amazing, man. I'm shocked. You guys got some type of, probably some type of memo wrote up or something, floating around.
I'll wait until he comes.
Oh, is it he? Oh, okay. We go over here and get these walls. It's got one more bulletin. Oh, it's two more boards on there. Yeah, so that guy say, let me guess, tyrant. And then he jumped on the phone and he said, we have tyrant here. And I guess the guy on the other end must have said Terminator, and he was like, yes. They've been expecting us, TTA family. Imagine that. Oh my God.
You here on official business?
Yeah, so like I told this young man, I'm here to do two things. We're here to exercise our rights to record in public, and I need to file a FOIA before I hike out. So we need to do two things.
Okay. Do you want to apply for benefits, cash, medical, or food stamp?
Do I? Oh, no, sir. No. Cash, medical. No.
Videotaping is prohibited here. This is a state building.
That's correct. That's why we can do it. So that's what.
So if you're not on official business, you need to leave this place.
Well, what's your name, sir?
My name is Mr. Colin Cherry.
Are you the manager here?
Yes.
Okay. Again, I'm gonna tell you again.
Sir, you are
So you're not gonna allow me to speak?
Okay, speak.
Okay. So I'm gonna convey this to you one more time. I'm here for two different things, right? The first thing I'm here for is to exercise our rights to record in public. The second thing is I need to file a FOIA, which is an additional right.
Okay. I will give you a paper. You can write it down. Then we will forward that to Freedom of Information.
The public information officer. Of course. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Get a piece of paper.
So, yeah, he was almost getting ready to
Can you
tell.
please not record our customers?
Well, they're not customers, they're clients.
They're customers.
Well, they're not here to purchase goods, so I don't know why they always refer to them as customers. See, and if you guys are familiar with me, y'all should know, man. Like, this is a right.
Yeah, but you can't record customers.
Well, they're not customers.
Clients.
There you go. That's the most appropriate term to use. Clients.
You can't record clients.
Why not?
You can only record information that's on the walls.
And I can record whatever my eyes can see. Of course I can. Of course I can. That's why I seen a young lady out there that works here. I seen her in the hall. She was like, "Are you here to take pictures?" I'm like, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh, no problem." So I don't understand. Everybody needs to be on board. Is this the FOIA?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Just write down whatever you need.
Yeah, for sure.
Forward it.
Yeah. Okay.
Please stop videotaping. You are not allowed.
Sir,
This is state property. You're trespassing state property.
I'm absolutely not, sir.
Okay. Please write down whatever you need.
I am. I will.
Yes.
I will get to it shortly.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I will wait for you, please.
Oh no, you should get back to work,
Please,
sir.
no.
I'm not going to be rushed to do it, sir.
Please write down whatever you need.
I will.
Follow up with.
I definitely. Yeah. Are you like a supervisor as well?
Yes.
Okay, good. So yeah, like I said, I've seen someone outside in the hallway that works here. She asked me, "Are you here to take pictures?" I said, "Yes." She was like, "Okay, no problem." So I don't understand why you guys are not familiar with our rights, but definitely have a right to record a
Sir,
public.
please write down whatever you need.
I will. I definitely will. Just not at this moment. Okay. I don't want to be rushed. So
Now they're not.
okay. So I can do this.
You're not. We prefer you not because yes, video is prohibited here.
This is the only thing I'm saying.
Please just finish that so we can get back. To
I understand.
our
I understand.
job.
I understand what you're saying. I'm just trying to make sure that our rights don't be trampled on today. I'm just trying to, basically let you guys know that what we're doing is protected by the Constitution. And it don't seem like you guys are interested hearing about the rights we have, but they want us to hear them, though. They want you to listen to them, but they don't want to listen to us. So, but it is what it is, man. I'll make sure y'all stay tuned. So as you guys can see, the head manager is still over there on the phone. Hopefully he's receiving an education on the rights that we have. That's guaranteed. A young lady, if she could be informing him the conversation we just had prior to him coming back out. So we should see. So you guys stay tuned.
He's here for the first time. We'll definitely see. I think she said her name was Heyman or something like that. She's going back to her. But well, not in public though.
I understand.
You know what I mean? It's a difference between private and public.
People doesn't feel good,
But he's telling you not to talk. You should be able to talk though.
No.
Grown man. This guy. This guy's telling him not to talk. This guy's already telling him we have a right to videotape. It's a short cop, so he's asking me to be transparent.
That's a public building.
He's telling you not to talk. You should be able to talk, though. Grown man. This guy's telling him not to talk. This guy's already